Hi friends, today we will study my English course book Standard 9th, Unit number 1 and the lesson is 1.5 The Necklace. So children, let's start the lesson. It is a part 1 and it is a story of a character named Mathilde. Mathilde was a pretty and charming girl, born as if by an error of fate into a family of clerks. She had no means of becoming known, understood, loved, or be wedded to an aristocrat, and so she let herself be married to a minor official at the Ministry of Education. Mathilde dressed plainly, as she had never been able to afford anything better because of her financial condition. She suffered endlessly as her house was shabby and poorly furnished. She dreamt of a grand like palace house with vast rooms and inviting smaller rooms for afternoon chats with close friends. She loved the only thing that rich dresses and jewels, but she had nothing. She had rich friend and former schoolmate at the convent, whom she avoided visiting because afterwards she would weep with regret, despair and misery.
One evening, her husband came home holding a large envelope in his hand. It was an invitation at the ministry. Instead of being delighted, he threw the invitation on the table resentfully and muttered as she had nothing nice to wear. He decided to purchase her a new dress. He asked her how much would a suitable dress cost. Her answer was 400 francs. He turned a little pale because he had been saving that exact amount of money to buy a gun for a hunting summer, but he agreed to spend it for her. As the day of the party approached, Madame Loisel seemed sad, restless, anxious, though her dress was ready. One evening her husband asked her the reason for her behavior. She replied that she was upset because she had no jewels, not a single stone to wear. She refused to attend the party. He suggested her to wear flowers as it looked very fashionable. She was not convinced. The next day she went to her friend's house to borrow a necklace. She liked a superb diamond necklace. She fastened it around her neck and stood lost in ecstasy as she looked at herself. She asked her friend to lend her the necklace and her friend agreed to it. The day of the party arrived. Madame Loisel was a success. She was prettier than all the other women, elegant, gracious, smiling, and full of joy. She danced wildly, with passion, forgetting everything in the triumph of her beauty and success, floating in a cloud of happiness. They both left at about 4 o'clock in the morning. When they were finally in the street, they could not find a cab. They walked down toward the scene till they found one. In front of the mirror, she took a final look at herself in all her glory. But suddenly she uttered a cry. She no longer had the necklace round her neck. They tried searching it everywhere, but they could not find it. They stared at each other stunned, and Mr. Loisel went out over the whole route to see if he could find it. She remained in her ball dress all night, her mind blank. Her husband returned at about 7 o'clock. He had found nothing. He went to the police, to the newspapers to offer a reward, to the cab companies. Everywhere the tiniest glimmer of hope led him. She waited all day, in despair at this frightful disaster. Mr. Loisel returned in the evening, a hollow, pale figure. He had found nothing. "You must write to your friend," he said. "Tell her you have broken the clasp of her necklace and that you are having it mended. It will give us time to look some more." At the end of 1 week, they had lost all hope. And Mr. Loisel, who suddenly looked aged, declared, "We must consider how to replace the jewel." And so they went from jeweler to jeweler, looking for a necklace like the other one. In a shop at the Palais Royal, they found a string of diamonds which seemed to be exactly like what they were looking for. It was worth 40,000 francs. They could have it for 36,000. So they begged the jeweler not to sell it for 3 days, and they made an arrangement that he would take it back for 34,000 francs if the other necklace was found before the end of February. Mr. Loisel had 18,000 francs which his father had left him. He would borrow the rest. He gave notes, made ruinous agreements, dealt with every type of moneylender. Then he went to get the new necklace. From then onwards, Madame Loisel knew the horrible life of the very poor, but she played her part heroically. The dreadful debt must be paid. They dismissed their maid. They changed their lodgings. They rented a garret under the roof. She came to know the drudgery of housework, the odious labors of the kitchen. She washed the dishes, the dirty linen. She carried the garbage down to the street every morning and carried up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath and dress like a commoner. She had to bargain at markets, quarrel and face insults over every miserable sow. And Loisel had to pay some loans, renew others, get more time. Her husband worked extra, every evening doing accounts for a tradesman, and often late into the night he sat copying a manuscript at 5 sous a page. And this life lasted 10 years. At the end of 10 years, they had paid off everything, even the interest. Madame Loisel looked old now. Often she brooded over the past, what would have happened if she had not lost that necklace. How strange life is, how fickle, how little is needed for one to be ruined or saved. One Sunday, as she was walking in the Champs-Élysées, suddenly she saw Madame Forestier, still young, still beautiful, and still charming. Madame Loisel felt emotional. Should Loisel speak to her? Yes, of course. And now that she had paid, she would tell her all. She went up to her and said, "Good morning, Jane." Forestier was astonished to be addressed so familiarly by this common woman. Did not recognize her. She stammered, "But, Madame, I don't know. You must have made a mistake." Mathilda said, "No, I'm Mathilda Loisel." Her friend uttered a cry. "Oh, my poor Mathilda, how you have changed!" Mathilda said, "Yes, I have had some hard times since I last saw you, and many miseries. And all because of you." Mrs. Forestier was surprised. She asked, "Me? How can that be?" So she explained that the diamond necklace that she lent her was lost in the party, and she brought another exactly like that. But it has taken 10 years to pay for it. It was very difficult for them, but at last it was all over. Madame Forestier was stunned. "You say that you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine?" She disclosed that it was just an imitation. It was worth 500 francs at the most.